Cindy Crawford's picture-perfect life takes a turn. Cindy Crawford was once the face of 1990s glamour. With her strong cheekbones and signature beauty mark, she became one of the most famous supermodels in the world. She seemed to have it all: beauty, fame, and a loving family. She married businessman Rand Gerber, and together they raised 2 children, Presley and Gaither. For years, the family appeared close, happy, and successful. Gaither followed in her mother's modeling footsteps, while Presley seemed to enjoy the same opportunities. The Crawford-Gerber family regularly appeared in magazines and at red carpet events, always smiling, always stylish. But behind those perfect images, Cindy's world began to quietly unravel. She wasn't facing a public scandal or a professional failure. Instead, it was something far more personal: a mother's heartbreak over her son's struggle. While Presley may have looked like he was living the dream, the truth was much darker. He faced legal troubles, public backlash, and personal battles that played out in front of the world. Cindy, always strong and composed in front of cameras, couldn't hold back her tears when she saw her son's life start to spiral. It was a reminder that no matter how perfect someone's life looks on the outside, pain and heartbreak don't care about fame or fortune. Cindy's heartbreak wasn't about embarrassment, it was about love. Seeing her child lost and hurt was more than any red carpet moment could ever prepare her for. Presley Gerber was born on July 2, 1999, into a world of celebrity and luxury. From the beginning, he had the kind of life most people only dream of. With a famous mother and a successful father, Presley enjoyed access to the best schools, the finest vacations, and a front-row seat to the glamorous world of fashion and fame. As a child, he often appeared in family photo shoots with Cindy and Gaither. He was seen as polite, charming, and close with his family. When Presley turned 16, he began modeling, quickly landing major gigs with brands like Dolce & Gabbana and Moschino. He even recreated his mother's iconic Pepsi ad, proving that he had inherited her looks and camera-ready confidence. By all appearances, Presley was on the path to becoming a star in his own right. But being born into fame can also bring its own kind of pressure. Presley wasn't just any model, he was Cindy Crawford's son. That name came with expectations, comparisons, and the constant feeling of being watched. Unlike most teenagers, Presley couldn't make a mistake without the world noticing. As he grew older, those expectations weighed heavily on him. While his sister Gaither soared in the fashion world, Presley seemed more uncertain. He wanted to find his own way, separate from the family image. But in a world that only seemed to see him as Cindy's son, Presley struggled to find a voice of his own. In early 2019, just after the new year began, Presley made headlines for all the wrong reasons. He was pulled over in Beverly Hills while driving a Tesla and was arrested for driving under the influence. Reports said the car smelled like alcohol, and Presley failed a sobriety test. Though he was released shortly afterward, the incident quickly spread through the media. Suddenly, the public image of the golden boy was gone. He lost his license, had to attend DUI education, and was ordered to perform community service. For any young person, this would be a wake-up call. But for Presley, whose every move was watched by the press, it was a major blow to his reputation. The modeling world took notice, and his career stalled. Fans began to question whether he was spiraling out of control. Not long after the arrest, Presley shocked his followers by getting a large tattoo on his face that read, "Misunderstood." The reaction was swift and brutal. Critics called it a cry for help or a sign of rebellion. Presley defended himself on Instagram Live, saying he had always felt out of place, like no one really saw him for who he was. While some fans supported his honesty, others worried that Presley was heading down a dangerous road. The face tattoo was later removed, possibly signaling regret or a desire to change. But by then, the damage to his image was already done. As Presley's behavior became more unpredictable, insiders close to the family revealed that Cindy and Rand were deeply worried. They weren't just watching from a distance, they were actively trying to help. Presley had been in therapy before and was encouraged to return. He also began showing strange behavior online, posting emotional messages and videos that hinted at inner pain. At one point, he posted a video from a shooting range and talked about being judged unfairly. Friends of the family said he was dealing with depression, identity issues, and the overwhelming pressure of growing up famous. Through it all, Cindy stayed quiet in public. But sources said she was hurting deeply behind the scenes. She felt helpless as her son struggled. Meanwhile, Kaya's modeling career was soaring. She appeared on magazine covers, worked with top designers, and received praise from critics. Some insiders believe this may have added to Presley's sense of being the forgotten one. While Kaya received glowing headlines, Presley was facing harsh judgment. Still, the family stuck together. Cindy and Rand didn't give up on their son. They attended therapy with him, tried to shield him from harsh press, and remained hopeful he would find his way. But it was clear that Presley needed to make the decision for himself. By 2022, Presley seemed to be making progress. He posted photos with model Lexi Wood, and many fans assumed the couple had gotten engaged. The photos were romantic and hopeful, showing a softer, more grounded side of Presley. But just weeks later, all the pictures were deleted. The relationship ended, and Presley once again found himself alone. According to sources close to the couple, Lexi was focused on her career and felt Presley still had work to do on himself. The breakup wasn't ugly, but it left Presley searching again, for love, for peace, for direction. Around this time, Presley began speaking out about mental health. He launched Mental Health Mondays on Instagram, where he talked openly about his struggles. He shared tips on dealing with negative thoughts, explained how online bullying had affected him, and encouraged others to seek help. He said that if his honesty could help even one person, it would be worth it. This marked a turning point. Presley also spoke about leaving modeling behind. Though he had worked with brands like Balmain and Tommy Hilfiger, he admitted the fashion world never felt right for him. The long hours, unpredictable pay, and constant pressure took a toll. Instead, he began studying real estate and talking about launching a business. For the first time, he seemed determined to create a life that wasn't built on his last name. In August 2024, Presley shared a raw and emotional update. In a series of Instagram stories, he revealed that he had been battling opioid addiction for years. He admitted to being in and out of treatment and said that getting clean was scary but necessary. He wrote, "If you didn't know, now you do." He announced he was planning to undergo ibogaine therapy, a powerful, often controversial treatment used for addiction and trauma. Presley said he would document the process to stay accountable and possibly help others. The confession stunned fans and the media, but it also explained many of the struggles he had faced in recent years. It wasn't just about rebellion or bad decisions. Presley had been fighting a serious illness. Addiction doesn't care if you're rich or famous. For Cindy, the news was heartbreaking but also brought hope. After years of worry, silence, and emotional pain, her son was finally being honest with himself and the world. She stood by him, proud of his bravery and determined to support him as he took steps toward recovery. For many, Presley's confession was a reminder that even in darkness, healing is possible. It showed that recovery isn't just about fixing a public image, it's about saving a life. A mother's strength through the storm. Through every stage of Presley's struggle, one thing has remained constant: Cindy Crawford's love and support. She knows what it's like to feel misunderstood. Early in her career, her own father didn't support her modeling dreams. She faced judgment, criticism, and the pressure to prove herself. But Cindy never gave up. She became a symbol of strength and control, making bold decisions that shaped her career on her own terms. Now, she's watching her son face a similar battle. Presley wants to be more than just a celebrity's child. He wants to be his own man. Cindy understands that desire more than anyone. Even though it hurts to see him suffer, she has never turned her back on him. She has cried for him, fought for him, and waited patiently while he finds his path. Presley's story is not over. He still has work to do, healing to find, and a future to build. But he also has something powerful on his side, a mother who believes in him. Cindy's tears are not just of sadness. They are also tears of love, hope, and strength. In a world full of noise, Cindy and Presley are learning to listen to what truly matters: family, truth, and the courage to keep going.